I ran across this guy, when I was working in the credit and collection world, and he was a little dude, and he used to keep his exotic cars in the underground parking lot, probably like a 3 out of 10. But every time I saw him down in the underground, picking up one of his cars, he was always with a young, hot, like supermodel looking chick. Was he packing 10 inches? I don't know. Probably not based on his height, but he had bank.
You can find plenty of examples in the world of dudes who are short, balding, ugly, tiny dicks pulling supermodels.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at some stats here because I kind of dug these up. Countries with the largest erect penis length around the world. This looks like the top 10. So Ecuador, which is in Latin America. Apparently, if you're from Ecuador, your average length is just under 7 inches, 6.93. All the way down to some of the African countries. Netherlands is up at the top. There's a lot of tall guys in the Netherlands. Dutch men and women are very tall, in fact. So there is a correlation between height. And then the smallest erect penis lengths down to 3.95. So this guy's saying he's 4.7. So move to Cambodia would be a good recommendation because you're actually bigger than most guys in Cambodia because the average length there is 3.92. So he's saying he's 4.7. So in any one of these countries, he's packing a hog compared to the local population.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, it looks like he's in Central Latin, and Ecuador is the 6.93 capital of the world. So if he lives in Ecuador, he's going to have a tough time, obviously. So solutions to this, Stirling, coming from a guy that basically makes his living going to Pound Town. What is your recommendation for guys dealing with a smaller Johnson?
So there's a couple of things here, right? I want to touch on 3 points. First one is this is something you can actually change. You can physically change the length and the girth of your penis. Okay, so relax. You're not doomed. I have proof of it on the internet. You can go to stirlingtuber.com/proof. It's not safe for work, so don't do it in a library. But that's my proof pics of my before and my afters. So you guys can actually see that this has been done.
What is the difference in size that you managed to grow your tool by?
So it took me 8 months to grow, I think, 1.2 inches in length over the course of 8 months.
Okay.
In length and about a third of an inch in circumference addition on the girth.
Okay. And what was your starting point in length?
5.9.
Okay, so 5.9, you added about 1.2 inches?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty significant.
Exactly, right? I got into adult entertainment under average for a white Caucasian dude.
Was that something that you were self-conscious about? You're like, I really want to do adult films, but I feel like, I need a bigger tool for camera.
Yeah, basically that was it. So I was already good in bed. And this is the second thing I wanted to touch on with this guy is but I'll answer your question first. So I knew I was already good in bed. I knew I could, keep it going, so to speak. So I knew I could do the job on camera. Then I got my first gig or two, and I was like, I saw the photos, and I was like, damn, I'm not as long as I should be because it's a bit hard to see this stuff on camera. So I'm like, that gave me the impetus to put the effort in consistently every day for 8 months until I got to a point where it was far more visually appealing on camera, and it made my job a little easier. It was a lot of pressure. It was good pressure. It's what we call eustress, not de-stress, but eustress, where it's like a positive stress. But so if you're a guy who has a small appendage, first of all, you can do something about it. Second of all, it takes time. It takes consistent effort, but it is worth it. Putting in the effort and the time, especially if you are currently associating, your sense of confidence in the bedroom around the size of your appendage. When you increase it, naturally that confidence is going to skyrocket.